How do I deal with feelings of guilt from my eating disorder? Well, first of all, I'm sorry that you're experiencing feelings of guilt at the moment. It's quite common for people with an eating disorder to experience this. Um, and it's really good that you're looking for ways to support and help yourself. So here are my tips. First of all, it's important to recognize that the feeling you are experiencing is guilt. And so it seems that you might have done that already. But when you're feeling really worked up and you're having all these thoughts going around your mind, just recognizing that it's guilt that you're experiencing is the first step to knowing how to deal with it. So if you're starting to have all these thoughts, and you can even just firstly in your mind go, okay, I'm experiencing guilt right now. That is the first step. Then there are two possible things that I'm going to suggest. Firstly is if you are feeling just so overwhelmed and unable to deal with these feelings at this very point in time, what you can do is use distraction. So, and a way of trying to calm down yourself so that you can come to a more rational mindset. So it might be that mindfulness helps you with that. It might be that breathing exercises help, or it might be that distraction helps. So doing something such as colouring or listening to music just to help yourself to get to a more mindful place. It might also be that you aren't too overwhelmed, although it may feel uncomfortable, it's not overwhelming. And sometimes allowing yourself to sit with the feelings of guilt help them to go away more quickly. So if you can recognize you're feeling guilty and just sit with that feeling, saying, okay, this is guilt that I'm experiencing. And it might be, some people call it mantras, but it might be that you just say something to yourself. So, for example, I often say, okay, I know I'm feeling guilty right now, but I know I'm not going to have this such an intense feeling for a long period of time. So I know this will pass. And that can be helpful just to know that you can sit through that feeling of guilt and that it will pass, and eventually you won't feel it as intensely. And the final thing is to be persistent. To start with, it might not feel like these exercises are working at all, but carry on doing it, and you hopefully will find that the more and more you do it, the less intense these feelings of guilt are, and the easier it is to get on with other tasks. So now, if I do experience a feeling of guilt after having eaten something, I can just kind of go, okay, I'm experiencing guilt. And in a way now I can rationalize and say, there's no need for me to be feeling this after eating whatever I've eaten, and then I can move on with my day. And so it's just a matter of practice, and keeping practicing can really help for this to become something that becomes quite natural. So I hope that this helps. Do keep on with it, and I wish you all the best, and thank you for listening.